Obaseki cannot oppress me and still get Ighodalo to power. Philip Shaibu speaks. Okay now. On April 8th, 2024, the Edo State House of Assembly impeached Philip Shaibu as deputy governor of the state. The impeachment followed the adoption of a report of a 7-member investigative panel. In this interview, Shaibu speaks on why he accepted to become Obaseki's running mate, how he was humiliated by his former principal, why it would be difficult for Ighodalo to win the forthcoming governorship election in Edo State, among other issues. They asked, when he accepted to be Governor Godwin Obaseki's running mate, did you envisage that things would end this way? He replied, I envisioned that things would end this way and that things were not going to be fine. That was why I was the last person within our group to accept Obaseki when Comrade Adams HUM1LIATE put him forward. Out of respect for HUM1LIATE, I accepted. We were also told that he was coming in with private sector ideas and that there was likely going to be a recession which we need Obaseki to help us battle. But I warned that this man was going to destroy the house, and it eventually happened. When I was nominated to be Obaseki's running mate, I was not interested, but people in our team like Chris Okeaben, Washington Usifo, Larry Agedo, Andrew Momodu, and Abbas Brimo and other young people came to talk to me to accept the offer. They said if I refused the offer, we the young people would not have a representative in the government. I accepted reluctantly, but I told them that if I see a fight in the future, The first year was full of tension, but Comrade HUM1LIATE and his former deputy Pius Udubu told me that the government had just started and that I had no choice. Comrade told me that I had to be loyal to the governor and that I was at his mercy. That was when I knew something would go wrong. They asked, how did you think you could navigate the impending problem you predicted? He replied, first I told my wife that we were not going to live in the government house, but in our private residence, so that when there was a fight, I would not be told to pack my things out of a government house, because it would be disgraceful. She asked me why I felt that way, and I told her that I had a premonition that all would not be well. My wife said we should pray about it. But 7 years later, what I predicted happened. Imagine looking for vehicles to pack our belongings out of a government house. My office was relocated out of a government house, which was the only thing connecting the governor and me. I am happy that my office was only relocated out of a government house. They asked, your alliance with the legacy group looks strong. Are you hoping to join another party soon? He replied, first, I am not ready to support the governorship candidate of a party, Ighodalo, and until the PDP does the needful, I may not be able to answer that question. I cannot support him because he did not open up to me about his ambition despite asking him several times, including at my house. The last time I asked was in November, so I was taken aback when he spoke on TV that he was being pushed to run. I called him and asked him who was pushing him to run, but he told me to ignore the report and that it was a social media thing. But his younger brother, Pastor Ighodalo, said that the move to make his elder brother the governor of Edo State started 2 years ago. Edo State needs a homeboy to govern them, not people who rent houses during their tenure and leave it as soon as it ends. We need people who we can relate to and understand the challenges of the people. The PDP governorship candidate is more of an Ibadan man than an Edo man. They asked, have you forgiven the governor who you say is instrumental to impeachment? He replied, I have forgiven him. I thank God for the grace he has given me to be alive. The way I am is the way my heart is. I am plain, genuine, and I do not keep anything in my heart. That is why I am always in good health, because I do not keep malice. I do not have space for negativity, and the Bible says the heart of man is desperately wicked. So I know that there are principalities you need to fight in this world. So when I meet the likes of Obaseki and Ighodalo, I don't allow their ways to affect me. I've adjusted to the kind of people that they are, so whatever they do does not hit me hard. As regards forgiveness, the Lord's Prayer is clear about that. He said we should forgive those who trespass against us. I have done that. so I can also be forgiven of my sins because I am not a saint. Honorable Kabiru Ajoto and I are now back together after falling out over some issues. His group is the one who started the whole thing that led to my removal from office. I have forgiven him and some other people, and the only way I can see salvation is to do what is right. They asked, what is your take on activists who get into political position, abandon the people and enrich themselves? He replied, for me, that should not be the purpose of coming into politics. I am in politics to affect people positively, lift them from poverty to wealth, take them from where they are to where they want to be, and create an enabling environment for them to thrive and an egalitarian society. I am a political activist and I have refused to change. People know that I am consistent, and this has brought me into conflict with those who feel I should have done things differently. I have always said no to godfatherism in politics, and that is why the activism in me comes up when I see people engaging in this thing. Obaseki, who fought godfatherism to get out of us, has not brought Ighodalo as his godson. They asked, is activism not working against you in politics? He replied, what activists do is fight for the good things for people, fight against oppression, and make sure that institutions work to the benefit of both the big and small men. But when institutions do not work, the big men will continue to oppress the small ones. We want institutions to be bigger than individuals. We supported Obaseki because we believed that he was coming to strengthen institutions, but what we have seen so far is the opposite. They asked, what is the fuss about breaching the oath of office which led to your impeachment? He replied, the oath of office, which was used to impeach me, has been breached by the governor several times as he sacked some high-ranking government officials because of politics. He, Obaseki, also fought his deputy because of the same reason. The oath says you should not allow your interest to affect your conduct on the job. So the House of Assembly should have impeached Obaseki before talking about Philip Shaibu. We do not have the State Universal Basic Education Board. The governor only put a lady in charge, and I complained several times, but nothing was done. They said I exposed an official secret by giving the court information needed to back my case. So which official secrets are they talking about? If we had gone to HUM1LIATE to say these things, that is when I could be impeached for divulging an official secret. I went to court to stop my impeachment, gave documents to prove it, and also backed my case. When the time comes, we shall expose a lot of things to government agencies who come to the state for questioning. This is interesting. Well, sincerely, I cannot wait for the time to come because I know see very soon the time will come. Breeze go blow and fire bomb go open. Alright, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy.